saw the title of the video. You know we're talking about UK mortgages. Let's go. Who can afford it? Who can't? Let's see.
So house prices have just smashed a new record according to Rightmove, and it's happened while we got the highest number of homes for sale in over a decade. The average asking price has jumped to just over 377,000. That's a 1.4% rise this month alone. Rightmove's latest report says buyer demand is up 5% on this time last year and sellers are up by 4%. And what about the stamp duty increase last month? Well, apparently it hasn't slowed things down at all. Sales aren't falling through, buyers aren't backing out, people are still cracking on. Regionally, it's the Midlands, the North, Wales and Scotland seeing the busiest markets right now. And on the mortgage front, well, if the Bank of England cuts the base rate in May, which might be on the cards, we could see rates drop faster than expected. So to sum it up, prices are still climbing, the market's busy, and there might be this good news coming on the mortgage rates.
It's not going to stop. Everybody wants to buy a house. It just is what it is. Everybody wants to buy a house. We've just about been able to afford a house. If we didn't buy during COVID, after that we would have been priced out. I think the house valuations jumped up like another 30 grand or something after COVID. To be honest, I don't know who can afford these houses anymore. People around my area are really struggling. It's just a difficult time. Unless you get help from family and friends, it really is genuinely impossible, I believe, to get on the housing ladder right now.
People that own houses like this think they're getting rich and they're not. It's a trick. Mortgage is a mechanism to help the person that lent you the money make money. So people have got a bit confused in thinking if they can get a mortgage and own a house, they'll get rich. Because that
No. What? You'll get rich from buying a house? That's not what anybody thinks. I don't know who's told you that. People don't buy houses because they want to be rich. They buy houses because they want to put their roots down in a place that they want to live. Who's been telling you that they're trying to get rich?
That's the narrative you're sold. So there's a 2-bedroom flat right now in Shoreditch in England that in 2014 was selling for £740,000. Today, asking price is £600,000. So not all property goes up, first of all. Second, think about how money works. Money is a debt to someone if you borrow it. So who do you owe that money to? Ironically, you think you owe it to the bank. Actually, the bank owes it to someone else, often a depositor, someone rich. The rich actually don't buy property like you think they do. Buying a property and renting it out, that's hassle. Most people who actually have money, like me, put it into stocks and shares.
Again, he's wrong. There's plenty of rich people that own properties, multi-millionaires, generational wealth. The Queen and King own loads of properties. There's so much property ownership across the world and in the UK. That's complete nonsense. I don't know where this guy's getting this information from. Yeah, of course you can invest in stocks too. I might actually agree and think that might be the smarter option. It's more flexible. But that doesn't eradicate the fact that there aren't rich people that own properties. What does that even mean? Okay, let me finish this.
In my case, I invest in businesses, but it's much easier to deploy capital that way. Buying a house, renting it out, managing it, all of that stuff that's involved in owning a home is actually not an efficient way to manage money. So how do the rich manipulate the poor to help them make money? Well, they give you a mortgage. Because if they give you a mortgage, then you buy the house, you maintain the house, you make sure the boiler works, and they make money out of you every single month without having to do anything. And here's the irony. Legally, the person you got the mortgage from owns the house. So that money that you put into the house is going to the rich. House prices go up, so the rich get richer and you get poorer. Do not get a mortgage. Learn how it works before you buy something.
I've seen a couple of videos from this guy, and he seems to want to help people with their business dreams and stuff like that, which is really good. But he's talking kind of like nonsense here. If you don't get a mortgage, then what do you get? The vast majority of people want to just work, live their life, and sort of relax. Not everybody wants to be a crazy entrepreneur flying all over the place. As much as media puts that forward, most of us just want to settle down and have a nice quiet life. So what are you going to do then? And also, if you don't buy a property and you get to the ripe old age of whatever, 90, and then you get kicked out of the house that you're renting because you get evicted, then what? It doesn't really make sense to me. Are you saying that, okay, don't get a mortgage, do your businesses, and earn so much money that you don't have to worry about the place that you live? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, people like this, I feel like they're trying to say something smart, but the actual material of their content is nonsense. Yeah, completely disagree with whatever this guy's saying about this.
So the British government have now said to the banks that mortgage holders can increase the length of their mortgage at the drop of a hat, thus reducing payments. Sounds to me like another fucking trap. So let's say that you've got 10 years left on your mortgage and you're struggling to pay the mortgage payments because they've put it up to over 5% now. You can essentially speak to your mortgage company and ask them to add an extra 10 years onto your mortgage. And theoretically, and I'm not a mathematician or a financial advisor, but that should halve the amount you're paying. So let's say that you're paying £1,000 a month, you're struggling with it. You've only got 10 years left. You can go back to 20 years and pay £500 a month. Now, that's going to be very attractive for a lot of people, particularly if you're struggling to pay your mortgage. But essentially all that's done is it's just kept you in that mortgage trap for another 10 years or 5 years or whatever it is. So although it looks as though the government are doing something, actually, are they just trapping people into mortgages again? Asking lenders to do this? Surely there's a better way around it. Now, I'm not saying handouts, but this inflation has got to start coming down. I mean, petrol and diesel has started to come down rapidly. It almost looks like it's coming down every day. So we might see inflation coming down. I don't think it's going to be down to anywhere near 3% by the end of the year. But what looks good on the surface, if you think a little bit deeper, actually looks like another fucking trap to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think increasing the mortgage from 10 years to 20 years sounds appealing to anybody. But for people who want to keep their home and don't want to move out because they've been priced out because of the interest rates going up, I don't know. But to me, that's an important lesson in buying within your means. The mortgage property valuation that you get is, some people overburden themselves buying a house so much more than they can afford, and mortgages are like eye-wateringly like £1,500 plus for some places. And the way I went about it was I tried to buy a house within my means, which is, the monthly payment that I can make, I can afford it. So even though when we did remortgage and the interest went up, it hurt a little bit, don't get me wrong, but we were still able to afford it. And it wasn't so much that it was like, well, we could barely afford the payment in the first place, and now we definitely can't. This is just kind of trying to be smart and not trying to buy more house than you can, but also sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes the area you're in, that's just the hand that you dealt with, and just that is just the property that you can get, and maybe it is just right at the limit. But yeah, the government just saying, listen, add on an extra 10 years. It's a win for the mortgage companies because they get you paying for longer, and it's just a win for the government because it looks like they're doing something. Again, I don't know what the solution is either, but this, from what I can see, this is definitely not the good solution.
Here's what's going to happen with house prices over the next 5 years. Hi, I'm Phil. I'm a mortgage broker. I give you hints and tips about buying houses. So drop me a follow. Let's get to it. On a recent live of mine, Rick Gannon popped in, and if you don't know who he is, do a quick search. He made a very good observation and let us all know in the live about something that everybody actually should know. This, on screen now, is Savills' prediction of house prices over the next 5 years. They are predicting that house prices are going to rise and rise and rise. Some areas more than others. As you can see, London is right down the bottom of the list. No surprises there. But on average, it's over 20% increases over the next 5 years. So, are you still going to wait to buy a house? Let me know what you think is going to happen to house prices in the comments, and follow for more.
Yeah, I mean, in this country, bricks and mortar of houses and properties, we just love, 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 love. And, you know, there's an argument to be made that rent is just throwing your money away, essentially. But, you know, you spend so much money renovating your property, looking after it, doing all of this. And one's not wrong and one's not right. I think, you know, that Simon Squibb made this ridiculous thing of you shouldn't even buy a mortgage. It's just bad. But yeah, house prices are going up, and like I said before, you know, we nearly got priced out of our own house that we were buying. We live in the Yorkshire area, but I don't know, man. Like it's really difficult for some people, especially the younger generation. You know, Gen Z looking at this, and they're just starting their working careers. How are they able or supposed to even go about affording these properties? I honestly don't know. We had to scrimp and save for ours, and we just about made it. I don't know how the future generation are going to be when, you know, houses, even the basic terrace ones, are going to cost $1 million or something. It's crazy to think about, to be honest.
Doggy sees big house. House cost 500,000 bones. Doggy has 12 bones. Doggy cries. Doggy goes to bank. Says, can I borrow bones? Bank doggy says, yes, but pay us back slowly with extra bones. That's a mortgage. Big loan for big house. Pay monthly for 15, 30, maybe more years. Doggy give bones to bank. Some bones go to pay back house. Some bones go to bank as fee. That fee is called interest. Bank doggy love interest. If doggy stop paying, bank takes house. No bark, no warning, just gone. But if doggy pay on time, after many years, house is 100% doggies. Mortgage can feel heavy, long road, many bones. But for many doggies, it's the only way to have a house. Some doggies rent forever. Some doggies buy small den. Some doggies go big. Each doggy has path. Doggy learns. Mortgage is like leash. You're free, but not fully. You live in your house, but bank doggy watches.
It's a really good way of explaining it. Bank doggies are vicious, man, and bank doggies ask for proof of bones, and those proof of bones need to be airtight. My God, I just, yeah, if you didn't understand mortgages, now you do. So I think that's going to be it for me. We'll end it on a nice one at least. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll catch you on the next one. See you.